Somewhere between the majestic Drakensberg Mountains and the east coast of South Africa lies a place aptly known as the Midlands. A scenic rural region known for rolling hills, arts and crafts, trout fishing, horse riding, mountain biking, and country-style hospitality. We've arrived for its unique bird life, hoping to add to the big year tally, which now sits at 250 species. Moist grasslands, wetlands of varying altitudes, and mist-belt forests. Yes, I know. We've done a lot of forest so far, which has come with both its highs and lows. But when you get invited to stay in a cozy, off-grid spot like this, do you even blame me? Besides, I feel like we have unfinished business.
That was all you. How did you spot that?
I don't know.
About that cozy spot we're staying in. Welcome to the Forest Pod. The Forest Pod is nestled on the edge of the indigenous mist-belt forests in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands. The luxuriously cozy pod offers visitors a peaceful haven to retreat to. Everything has been thought of. Upcycled cardboard insulation and a generous fireplace keep it warm during the colder winter evenings, while the sun streams in from all angles during the daytime. I keep using the word cozy, but you're certainly not separated from nature. You feel a part of the forest here, comfortably connected with it. I'll let the Forest Pod do the talking for the rest of this video, but it's safe to say that this is our kind of place, and we're very grateful to stay here for the next 2 nights.
It's so cool here.
We've just been settling in here at the cozy Forest Pod, and I think despite the slightly drizzly weather this afternoon, we're going to take a little walk anyways. There are a few trails you can do here. It takes you in and out of forests, past dams. I can hear a stream somewhere down there. But we'll do a short one this afternoon just to kind of get familiar with our surroundings and see what we find. By the way, on the way here, we already found, just on the road, Cape vulture, southern bald ibis. What else did we find? Pied starling. African olive pigeon was just in the tree up here. We've already got 4 new birds on the list. But as I've always said, it's not all about the numbers. This is about connecting with nature, and this is the perfect place to do that. Let's get ready for a walk. There are a number of well-signed trails on the farm which gently weave in and out of the forests. More specifically, these are podocarpus mist-belt forests, which are dotted along the eastern escarpment of South Africa. These high-altitude forests are found on the southern-facing slopes and are key habitats for our national tree, the yellowwood, as well as forest specialists like the endangered Cape parrot who depend on their fruit. Getting flashbacks to soaking wet walks in the Machubiskloof. So, forests are dark on the best of days. We've just entered a pretty light patch now, but apart from this, look what we're walking into now. And in this weather, it's quite dark and difficult to spot anything, and when you do, it's just like a dark little shape moving around. So a bit of a challenge today. Hopefully the clouds lift tomorrow morning.
They will.
I feel like we're saying that every time. But let's carry on and see if we get lucky. The dark and wet nature of this afternoon means that this is more of a recon stroll than anything else. However, the biodiversity was still clear to see. Higher up, the forest gives way to fields of grass and bright, nectar-filled flowers, which looked rather inviting to sunbirds. We'll be back tomorrow to see if we're correct. It's the fringes here where the forest ends and these open fields begin.
there's a lot of activity. We've learned that already this year. Where habitat changes, it's usually very productive. We can hear a bunch of sunbirds. We can hear a blue-mantled crested flycatcher just up there in those trees. But it's good to know. I think we're going to have to come back here. Hopefully tomorrow when things lighten up a bit.
So back to the pod to dry our shoes and enjoy the warmth. The entire farm is completely off-grid. Lights are solar-powered while the geyser and stove are on gas. And the pristine spring water comes straight from the forest. Well, good morning, team. It's quite early. It's still pitch black outside. It is 10 to 6. I'm actually not too sure exactly what time the sun rises because we don't have internet here. There's no Wi-Fi, no cell phone signal, which is a great bonus. But that also means we can't check things like the weather and what time the sun rises. I think it's like 6:30 or so. No idea what it looks like out there. Actually, should I go outside and have a look? It's actually not bad. Yeah, that's promising. That's very promising. We heard African wood owl last night, and I think spotted eagle owl in the distance, which is quite cool. Nice to know that they're around. Maybe tonight we can take the torch out and find the first owl of the big year. Still waiting for that first owl. After years of gallivanting in the bushveld searching for large mammals, this year has been a welcome change of pace and peace. I imagine the pace of life here on these farms being slow and mindful, and it felt easy for us to match that energy. Back up to higher ground, and with the misty clouds slowly lifting, we began to spot some feathered friends. Sunbirds do supplement their diets with small insects at times, which is what I believe is happening here. But what they really love in these higher altitudes is the nectar from these lion's tail flowers. We're basically in a field of wild dagga, otherwise known as lion's tail. Yeah, there's a number of sunbirds around, a couple of stone chats. Just want to try get some nice photographs of these sunbirds. I think they're female malachite sunbirds. We'll double check later, but they're quite pretty. It's the water droplets on these wild dagga flowers are like really beautiful, and when you get the right angle and a little bit of a clearing between the grass blades, there's some nice photographs on the cards here. So let's see what we get. I only managed to get one half-decent shot of this amethyst sunbird, but spirits were still high and souls happy on this relaxing stroll. As we so often find, it's not always necessary to travel far to find life. Close to the pod, there was a mini eruption of activity.
Another coffee loading. We've just come for a little pit stop and a break. Get the wet shoes off for a minute. We found a really nice little hotspot on the way back. Just 100 meters from here on the road it seems like just a constant bird party. I'm going to head back there after a coffee and maybe take another walk further down towards the dam down the road here. See what that's like, and I'll be going alone. Katie's going to catch up on some work. Nah, feeling relaxed, not in the mood for a scramble right now.
The forests here don't have me as creatively flustered as they did in Zululand or Machuberskloof. I think I've found the key to unlock an easier experience.
Right, I've found myself in a little clearing here in the forest where the canopy just opens up a little bit. And I've just kind of realized something. Like, obviously we've had a couple of forest episodes already this year, and I think I'm finally starting to learn how to handle the forest specials. I think it's got a lot to do with slowing down and actually just accepting that you are not going to see or capture or film everything that's around you. In fact, you have to just kind of accept that you're only going to get a small percentage of that, and even of that you might not be happy with a lot of it in terms of like framing, actually getting a still shot or a focused shot of a bird. And it's okay, because it's just asking you to really slow down and appreciate being in it. It's just one of the classic it is what it is moments, and I think the more you lean into that, the more enjoyable the experience is, and funny enough, the easier it becomes to actually see and notice things. So to sum all of that up, the forest is asking you to slow down, and all you need to do is listen. There's a pair of African flycatchers that seem to be hanging around in this little territory here. Maybe I can kind of get eye level with these flycatchers and get some good shots of them. Okay, this is by far my favorite stretch of forest so far. Really, really stunning. It's just vines everywhere. It's fairly open, but still feels really dense and covered. Just stunning. You can probably tell I'm just so relaxed and, I don't know, just enjoying myself. Look at this.
A new, simple perspective is sometimes all that's needed. Suddenly, these magical creatures, whether I could film them or not, became fleeting messengers of joy. I believe it's no coincidence that this exact stretch of forest would reveal something extraordinary the following day.
So I'm just photographing a long-crested eagle in the distance. And I hear this rumble coming out of the forest here towards the dam. And out pops these 4 beautiful horses. So Gwen, the owner of the forest pod, did mention that sometime in the near future there could be some equine therapy happening here on the farm, which I've heard very, very good things about. So I think that's something that would work very well here in this environment. We've had a little bit of downtime at the forest pod. Kaylee's finished with some work. Plan for this afternoon is to do the long trail further north from here. We're going to go, I think, for quite a bit through a forest and then out again near the fields. Not really sure what to expect, but we'll keep it slow, keep it easy, see what we find out. So believe it or not, yeah, you can swim in this pool. Very natural pool here in the forest. Not today, it's a little bit chilly. Feels pretty wild in here, I must say. Just gotta watch your step. Oi. We came here to find birds, obviously as the primary goal. And I don't know, just doing these hikes through the forests and through these fields and relaxing at the forest pod, I feel like that's not the primary goal anymore. We're just kind of really relaxed and enjoying ourselves and content with life. But having said that, let's find some birds.
As we enter winter, many of the male birds are losing their good looks. Eclipse plumage in male malachite sunbirds is a temporary non-breeding plumage worn after the breeding season, changing from a brilliant metallic green to a duller mottled brown and yellow appearance. This saves them energy and helps them blend in a bit more. I personally think the eclipse plumage here still looks quite pretty. Samango monkeys are a common sight in these forests. They're South Africa's only exclusive forest monkey. They're much shaggier than the vervet monkeys, and we found them to be a lot more wary of humans.
Right, back at the forest pod. I think we've done enough walking today. time to put on some warm, dry shoes, relax, light a fire. We're going to make a little chicken curry tonight. And I think as things get dark, we'll head out for a little stroll with the spotlight. See if we can find one of these African wood owls. You never know.
One of the main reasons behind this big year journey is to experience new wild places throughout South Africa. We're very grateful to explore little gems like this.
Nothing like some curry to warm the soul.
A stroll under the moonlight had us serenaded by the beautiful duets of two pairs of African wood owls. But unfortunately, no sight yet.
Good morning. It's quite fresh today. A little bit colder than yesterday, but I think it's because the clouds have actually lifted. So good news is we'll probably get some sun today. I think we both slept well again. I think it's just so cozy in there. The thing is, before you go to bed, you just put a few logs on the fire, let them burn out, and the place just warms up so well. It's very well insulated. They used upcycled egg boxes in the walls, and it's like double windows. It's very, very good. But anyways, this is our final morning of our forest pod trip here in Dargle. I think it's a real place to come to slow down and connect with nature. You certainly don't have to be a birder to do that either. Plan for our final morning is I'm going to show Kaylee that beautiful forest I went through yesterday on the way to the dam. So we'll take that route again and see if anything's changed. The nice thing about each of these trails and walks here is that every route is slightly different. Each little bit of forest has a different feel to it. I think this one we're about to go through now towards the dam has a very magical feel to it.
Fairyland.
Yeah, it's very fairyland-like.
This little stretch of forest was about to live up to this. I've had to visit multiple forests across the country this year to unlock a lesson it's been trying to reveal to me this whole time. Intentions are everything. The intention this morning is to share a beautiful piece of wilderness with Kaylee, not to get anything out of it. It's a much lighter frequency, one which resonates with nature's universal vibration. And when they align,
Oh my gosh.
We found that way.
We just had a panic attack.
It's very shy.
Just spotted an arena trogon. Oh my word.
That was all you. How did you spot that?
I don't know.
Thank goodness one of us can see colors.
Now that is magic. Just to give you an idea of where we're looking. I don't know how Kaylee just got that out the corner of her eye, but yeah, very special.
I'll talk more about the Narina Trogon in the next episode, but all you need to know for now is that this is one of the holy grails of South African forests. Maybe with these new intentions, the sun will shine a little brighter on these journeys, revealing more of what I'm truly searching for. Maybe it's in fact not the birds although they do seem to leave a trail to something bigger. So with that in mind, I'll continue to follow them into the unknown. Thank you to Gwen for kindly welcoming us at the Forest Pod and for sharing your beautiful farm with us. And last but not least, thank you to the forest for sharing your wisdom.